Great. Thank you, Sophie. Welcome, everyone, to the 2025-26 webinar. And welcome to you folks who have applied with us and have received your time slots today. We are excited to have you on campus with us. And we wanted to welcome you here tonight to our online session talking all about, again, room assignments and what you can expect living on campus with us. We wanted to acknowledge that both Addie and I, as well as Acadia University, are located in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. And we welcome you here. My name is Brent LeGros. My pronouns are he, him. I'm the coordinator of residence education. And with me is...
Hi guys, my name is Addie and my pronouns are she, her, and I am the Residence Accommodations Coordinator. So I primarily focus in the administrative tasks around residence life. So the residence application, the room selection process. So we'll be talking lots about that tonight. So Acadia is home to 11 residence buildings, and these residence buildings can house up to 1,600 residents from all around the world. Each building has a unique community, and they also have varying room types that are available. For example, one building we're going to talk about is Chase Court, which has no double rooms, only singles and suites. And then compared to Dennis House, which we'll also talk about later in the presentation, which is mostly double rooms. So some things you can expect when you live on campus are engaging events in your residence building, as well as individualized one-on-one support from your resident assistant. All you can eat dining at the Wheelock Dining Hall, which is actually true. I used to have friends in my first year who would go for dinner at 4 o'clock and then 6 o'clock and then 8 o'clock. So it really is all you can eat. A safe and respectful place to call your home, and also an environment that cultivates growth as well as friendship and lots of memories.
Thanks, Addie. So on that piece of the cultivating growth, we are making an exciting shift to a curricular approach for the 2025-26 academic year, where we're starting our journey in being more intentionally meaningful beyond the classroom, in delivering opportunities for learning and growth while you live with us here on campus. So we have a priority for everyone who lives with us and interacts with the Residence Life Department, where as a connected community members, students will be immersed in the Acadia University experience, fostering personal growth and joy while they aspire to make a positive impact locally, nationally, and globally. We'll be focusing our four main pillars on our curricular approach and personal development through the following: around social impact, self-actualization, community connection, and intellectual discovery. And you can find out more about this by checking out our website, which we can share with you at the following and last slide here of the presentation. We have lots of exciting experiences that occur in residence on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Essentially, some of the big highlights that we'd love to share with you to get you really excited about what our campus community has to offer are events such as the annual Tully Tea, where we connect current students with alumni dating all the way back to the class of the 1960s over a cup of tea, now shared virtually. We have an annual fundraiser to support student union initiatives through our seminary haunted house, where residents who live in seminary, as well as folks from around campus, are invited to help participate in scaring their peers and raising some money along the way. We have a variety of fun and social tournaments that are held within your respected campus and residence buildings, as well as we plan a variety of local day trips or hikes within the area. Just previously in March, we went all the way out to Lunenburg and we checked out the South Shore and went for a hike there along the sea. So we really take a chance to take in the local surroundings and environment that is so beautiful and unique to us here at Acadia. Every year we participate in local and sustainable clothing swaps and drives within your residence communities. Fun things like Karaoke nights happen usually on those weekends, as well as community potlucks to really share and dive into culture through the sharing of food. And the best part is that if you want to see something, or if you want us to do something within the residence community, all you have to do is ask. Your RA team, as well as other members within your community, are more than happy to explore what you want to do in your time on campus. And that's how it looks when you get involved. Basically, by asking for help or by considering these for future years or for your first year, you can get more involved with us on campus. So first one is every building community will have a resident assistant team. And they're there to support you within your residence experience. They're going to be living within each of the sections to provide support, mentorship, and guidance. And they plan those experiences and activities for you to get the most out of your time living with us on campus. They help to keep the community safe and respectful. And it's an opportunity open for students who are interested in this, basically anywhere from the second year and up. So you would have to otherwise have had a year at Acadia to be offered a position within the RA team. And if you're interested in getting involved a little bit more on the fun social side of things, as well as student advocacy side, you can apply or you can begin your recruiting process for the Residence Hall Association, which you then get to represent your building and provide leadership and advocacy for the folks living within your shared community. They have planned in the past large events such as Residence Prom, a Bridgerton Ball, multiple trivia nights, as well as regular socials. So again, if this is something you're interested in, you can check them out by going to the Residence Hall Association Acadia Instagram page and looking into more information on how to get involved with the RHA before you come to Acadia.
Okay, so I'm going to take it back over for a couple minutes and talk about the buildings that we have on campus. I'm going to go through them kind of quickly and just touch on a couple main points that are important to each building's community. So at first we have 55 University Avenue, or U55. This building is home to 275 students. It's a very active and lively community. It draws a lot of first years in. This is one of our larger buildings on campus, sorry, and 76% of the rooms in this building are singles. And then we've got some fees down here at the bottom. Next, we have Kroll Tower, which is home to some of the very best views on campus. Up there on 13th floor, you can really see Blomden and all of Wolfville, which is really lovely. It also has less than 20 students per floor, which is really great. And then here we have, it's a little bit lower percentage of single rooms, so it's more even split doubles and singles. Next, we have Chase Court. Chase Court is one of our other larger buildings on campus. It's a building that's divided up into smaller sections, and it is primarily upper year students, so like second year and above, but there is definitely a mix that still lives here. And if you're interested in this kind of environment in your first year, you would definitely still fit in this building. And then this building I also mentioned earlier, as it doesn't have any double rooms. So it's all single, deluxe single, and single and suite style rooms. Next, we have Dennis House, also previously mentioned, because only 23% of the rooms in this building are singles and the rest are doubles. But this also attracts lots of first-year students because it's an active and lively community. And also the living in a double room really allows you to embrace like the first-year experience and get to know folks living in your residence building. So that's why this building is fairly popular. And then up next, we have Chipman House, which is home to our Living Learning program, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a bit. It is a building for first-year students only. And then each floor in this building has tailored programming to fit your individual kind of interests. So we'll touch on those in a couple slides. Here we have ECR, which is kind of the quad of three buildings here that are all kind of part of a shared community together. Eaton and Christopher are more primarily first and second year students, where Rojo or Roy Jodrey Hall is primarily mature students. Roy Jodrey is one of our more expensive residence buildings, and it has only single rooms, so that's why it attracts some older students. Then we have Whitman House, or also known as Tully. This is our only residence that's reserved for female identifying students, and it's also home to the WISE Living Learning community. Again, here we see we see that most of this building is made up of double rooms, so only 28% singles here. But this makes it so Whitman or Tully has a really, really strong community and super, super involved RA team. And then again, we have Seminary House. Brent mentioned it earlier, is where the Sem Haunted House happens. It's actually the oldest operating student residence in Canada. And it has a mix of double and deluxe single rooms. It's a pretty strong mix across the board there. And it is also home to the music enthusiasts community and is very, very close to Denton Hall for anyone considering taking music. And then we have War Memorial House, or also known as Barracks. Very, very strong sense of community here in this building. It is the closest building to most of our academic buildings as well, too. And primarily first and second year residents, you really do get a mix of both years in this building here. Okay, so I'll let Brent touch on the themed communities here.
Yeah, thank you, Addie. So like we've gone through with a couple of our buildings here, we touched on this specifically with Chipman House, we are offering 6 different themed communities for the upcoming year. So up in U55, we are offering Exploration Wellness, which is centered around getting outdoors and exploring one's own personal wellness. Seminary House is home to our music enthusiasts, where if you are into anything around and like music, you would want to live there to get connected with like-minded folks who are similarly interested in those passions. We have the Server in Chipman House, which is basically home to folks who are passionate about esports or e-gaming. We have the Creative Corridor as well in Chipman House, which is for folks who have a flair for the creative or artists or anyone who identifies as a maker. We have the substance-free section. So for anyone who is looking to get a substance-free lifestyle out of their university experience, folks would opt to live here. As well as finally, just in Whitman House, we have the Limited Science and Engineering, so the WISE floor, where it's open to folks who are in science and engineering to build a supportive and otherwise engaging residence experience. I guess I should touch on what theme communities are real quick before we get off the slide. So encouraging these for anyone who may be coming to Acadia from out of province, or maybe not knowing where you want to live, but you know what your passions are. So theme communities allow you to get connected right from day one with folks who share interests with you. So going through this process of signing up for a theme community, you know that you'd otherwise be placed in a section where people there share the similar hobbies and interests as you, so you get to make more connections early on, as well as explore specific experiences and activities tailored around your interest throughout the academic year. So it really does shape your experience on campus around the theme of the community to help allow you to transition to Acadia more and meet people who share the same passions and interests as yourself.
So here is kind of your first look at the room selection part of the residence portal. And I did just want to tie into the piece we were talking about the living learning communities, is this is what you would look like if you were going to filter for a room in this community. So you see we've got on the left-hand side over here, we've got the Chipman Learning Community as a location. And then you see the room attributes down here with the Creative Corridor LLC, Exploration Wellness LLC, and then Music Enthusiast LLC. So you would be able to come into the portal when it's your time slot and filter for the room that you're looking for using these tools here. So you could say, I just want to see what's available in Chipman, or you could be more specific and say, I think that I want to live in the Creative Corridor. That sounds like me. That sounds like super fun experience. And then you could filter for that room attribute as well too, and see the rooms that are available in that living learning community. Okay, let's move on here. So I do have the meal plans that are offered on campus, just kind of outlined here. We have the Wheelock Dining Hall, and then we do have cafe outlets that operate around campus. And you'll see here with the Max and the Plus plan, that includes some additional flex dollars. So the additional flex dollars are to be used at the Chartwell's cafes around campus. There's some in the academic buildings, and then there is one in the athletic center as well too. So if you were getting a meal plan with one of the additional flex dollars, that's where you would spend those dollars. And these are the meal plans for those who are living on campus. So it is mandatory for folks living on campus to have one of these 4 meal plan options. Just lastly, the 5-day meal plan here, it can run either Sunday to Thursday or Monday to Friday. And that gives you an unlimited access to the dining hall over the course of those days. And then the days that you don't have that 5-day plan, you can't go to the dining hall. So you can't like use your meals, not use your meals on the Saturday and then move them over to the next day. So it's just unlimited access for the 5 days you have it, and then you just don't have access to it on the other days that you don't. And then also, as I previously mentioned, all the 7-day plans include all you can eat at the dining hall. So you can swipe in as many times a day as you would like. Okay, so here we have our first slide on applying for residence. This is kind of the instructions that you have probably seen before. So these are everything that you could do for residence up until this point, which is visit your application status page once you have accepted your offer of admissions to Acadia, and activate your network account, which is like your email, your Office 365, all that stuff. And then once that is done, you can navigate to the residence portal using the My Next Steps tab, which lives within your admissions portal. Once that is done, you're able to log in and select the residence application from within the residence portal. And this says click apply for winter only 2024, which is not what you folks are doing. You'll be clicking apply for fall 2025, winter 2026. So that typo is noted. You'll be able to complete all your personal details, sign the residence agreement, and then pay your $200 deposit. And then now, which is kind of our newest update, is now you are able to view your time slot for room selection. So the time slots are given out based on application complete date, and will start next Monday, May 5th at 9 a.m. with the first time slot then. So the time slots allow for students to enter into the portal and then see what you saw before with the living learning communities. You're able to see available rooms in all buildings and select the room that works for you. So if you wanted to choose a building and then filter for that and see available rooms in that building, you could. Or if you just wanted to choose double rooms and see all the double rooms on campus, you could do that as well too. So if we move on here, I have a couple instructions here on how to view your time slot. So the first thing you'll need to do is log into the residence portal, which I gave instructions to on the last page. So you'll find the link on how to get to the residence portal within your admissions portal in your My Next Steps tab. And then, as I previously mentioned, time slots will start May 5th at 9 a.m. The next time slot doesn't open until 1 p.m. So if you're in one of those 9 a.m. time slots, you are able to take a little bit of time and see what's available, but I don't recommend waiting until the next time slot starts. So because there are about 50 students in each time slot, and then once that next one opens at 1 o'clock, there'll be another 50 students who are able to log in and pick their room. We will have waitlists that are available, but only once they are needed. So if deluxe singles and Eaton House are the first room type to not have any rooms left available, then we'll make that wait list available for you. But until it's needed, then it won't be available. So, and there will be a link to that at the end of your room selection. So it'll say either return to home or go to wait list because I didn't get the room that I wanted. And then lastly with the time slots is that if you are paired with a roommate and you are looking to room in a double room together, you are able to choose a room at the same time. So whichever roommate has the earlier time slot between the two of you, that person is able to log into the portal, filter for double rooms, and then select a room for the both of you together. So that kind of ensures that you're able to get a double room with the person that you want to live with. And then here I have, this is what kind of the student residence portal looks like. So most of you should have seen this already when you applied for residence. I just wanted to jog your memory because this is where you're going to find the time slots. Okay. So once you're on this page, you are going to click the blue button that says Acadia U Student SSSO Login. And use your Acadia credentials to log in. And then once you are in the portal, this is what you'll see on your home page. And then you should have this green notification right here at the top of the page that says your room selection time slot. Your room selection time slot has now been assigned, and it'll give you a date and a time. The time will either be 9 a.m. or 1 p.m. And then it'll give you the day next week in May, likely. Please note that it is in military time. So, oh, it's not actually. It has 1 p.m. there. It is military time on my end. So the 9 a.m. it will say 9 a.m. and the 1 p.m. will say 1 p.m. and that is displayed in Atlantic time. And then if you wanted to go further into your residence application, you could choose residence application from the top menu here. And then this is what you'll see. And again, most of you have probably seen this before. This is your application for academic year 2025-2026. And down here at the bottom of the box there, you see your room selection time slot is May 5th at 1 p.m. And that's where the military time is. So you're able to view it through this tab as well too. And then actually once your time slot starts, you will continue here on the dark blue box over here on your right hand side, and then that'll take you to the room selection page. Okay. Wonderful. So if anybody wants to take like a screenshot of this so they can see what it's supposed to look like and where to find their time slot information, I would go ahead. I'll just give you a moment there. Okay. And then I'm just going to go back one. If anybody wants to take a screenshot of this so they remember where to find their time slot notification, then go ahead. Okay. Yeah, so thank you. Please contact us if you have any further questions. My email is down here, addysmith@acadiau.ca. If you have any questions at all about the room selection process, I'd be happy to answer them. And then same goes for Brent. His email is above mine there. And again, as Sophie mentioned earlier, if you have any kind of more personal questions about the residence experience or, recommended buildings or anything like that, yeah, please shoot us an email.
Great. Thank you so much, Brent and Addie. That was extremely helpful. If anybody joined halfway through or anything like that, this event will be recorded and posted, hopefully by the end of the week on our events page. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email any of the guys at Residence Life. But other than that, thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure, and if anybody is over the age of 18, I hope you voted, and happy election day. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.